Well. Evening, guys? No, guys, these are young people. Evening, guys?
Good evening.
Okay. In Zimbabwe, when we say hoyo, you respond saying hoyo. 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 Exactly, that's the youthful energy in the room right now. And it feels so good to be the boss. These guys are my mentors and they are my bosses. But right here at this moment, I'm their boss.
Yes, you are.
Yes. So, my name is Luckson Zambuko. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'm the founder of African Youth in Tourism and Hospitality Association, which is a youth-led association meant to capacitate our young people across the region in terms of skills development, some capacity building, and we do this with a whole lot of organizations, with hotel groups, hotel chains, and we are very grateful to FHS for granting us the platform to give access to our young people, you guys, the students, to interact with these top soup executives here so that you may leapfrog your career into the desired destination. So with me today, these finest gentlemen, whom I'm going to give the opportunity to briefly introduce themselves, but some of them already did that. And I'll start with you, Mr. Wesam. And I just want you to, because I want to make this interaction very two-way. We just don't want us to give these guys whole lots of information. We want to hear their mind. And I'm that one person, if I don't see you raising up your hand, I'm going straight to you and ask you a question. Yeah. And Wesam, starting with you, can you share your career journey within TUI hotels and resorts? What key decisions or experiences accelerated your growth? And I don't want you to really preach to these guys because we're running out of time, but I want you to give a little bit of your personal journeys and how they can articulate and maybe copy that into their personal journeys as well.
Thank you very much. I love this. I want to thank my colleague here on the panel for the inspiration you're giving to the people. But I have to admit that a part of that, what you did and you went through, is exactly my experience. So I am here actually the life proof that determination can bring far. And I am also another proof that the German dual system in education, even for people who has no education, can bring far. Now let me ask one, just to reply to you and make it interactive. What do you think where I started my career? Guess. At what level? Come on. Steward. I was washing dishes. Why? Because my sponsorship for a telecommunication engineer fell down. Then I needed time. I went for 3 months without German language. I was in Germany. I didn't speak the language yet. I was learning the language. And I said, I'm going to go and wash dishes. And suddenly I crossed over from telecommunication to hospitality. And I went through all that stuff. And here I am. And I can tell you that every single person, thank you. I can tell you and promise you that every single person in this room, I feel this energy. Every one of you can do the same. The door is open. The opportunity never knock on the door. You have to be determined. You have to be obsessed to think about where you want to be in 5 years or in 10 years. You visualize this in the morning and you visualize this in the evening and you let your mind work on it and you will get it there.
That's wonderful. And as a disclaimer, guys, these guys are running very based, impactful youth development programs within their hotels. And so I am going personally to abuse this moment. I'm going to pick 2, a boy and a girl, who are going to be most interactive with this session. We have a prize for you. So please don't feel shy. As Moshi said, if you're going to stand out in face of fears, there is always a prize for you in life. Okay, with that being said, I will go to the gentleman in the middle, Mr. Ashish. I've seen that Serena hotels you briefly introduce before you answer this. With Serena Hotels is expanding with very innovative offerings across your destinations, and at the same time, you're deeply rooted in local communities through local employment. I've seen through your website, you don't export talent, but you make use of the surrounding communities. And so it's very clear that your success and the success of the brand is really rooted in people. So from your perspective, when your HR team is doing interviews with these young guys, fresh out of college, like these guys, what are those qualities or moments that gives you goosebumps and make you say, this is really someone that we must bring within the Serena Hotels environment? What turns out when a student is seated by the desk on the other side and you say, this one is top-notch?
Thank you. That's a very good question. We are here to inspire you, but I see everyone is looking very serious. You got to smile. In our industry, if there's no smile, you don't thrive, okay? So please laugh a bit and be smiling. Serena, you mentioned about our industry is a service industry, deep-rooted in service. And you cannot delegate that service. It's a personal service that you give to our customers and everybody. We have been in the East Africa region for more than 50 years. So we have, the original strategy was to develop local capacity. So, and we are spread from DRC, Congo, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique. We have a strong associate team, we call our employees associates, a strong team of about 4,000, and perhaps about, I would say, 6 or 8 expatriates. So everyone is local team and locally developed and grown from here. We've had graduates coming from Utali, I think some from Boma and other colleges that have come to us, Strathmore and other places. They started from the humble beginnings. Some have become governors, some have become ministers, some have become leaders elsewhere. So I think for us, that is a really critical thing. When it comes to saying when you're recruiting and you get goosebumps, I think sometimes we have candidates who have come, they are introverts, they don't show, but they're really hard worker and performer. So we don't root out that. The key thing we look at, I think my colleague here, Moshi, has covered so much in depth, is attitude, enthusiasm, willingness to take challenge. And you're not looking at time or you want to go out and take on new challenges, get out of your comfort zone. So we ask you questions like that. When it comes to me, ultimately, for making decision, I don't follow the interview questions. I look at what can you do, why you're different, why should I hire you? And that passion and how you talk about yourself, how you sell yourself is critical. And I think that is something what we look for. And over the years, we've had somebody come straight from graduate and go all the way to the top, and I think every one of you has that potential, and you should believe that in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, it's easy to sell it.
That's very wonderful and key. So guys, it's attitude and enthusiasm. So when you sit on that chair, it's no longer about your CV only or your LinkedIn profile, as I mentioned. It's how you articulate and how you put on that smile. Not the face that you're giving me. You have to smile starting from now. Yeah. So going from to you, Moshi, you mentioned some very key highlights in your presentation, and I was also busy taking notes. And it's obvious you've put it on a plain white sheet. And from your brand that Hyatt operates at a global scale of with over 1.4 hotels across 80 countries, and it's so clear that leadership is clearly at the core of what sustains the success of the brand. And in many African contexts, in our education system in Africa, we are not taught about leadership. We are taught to follow. And we are so much underprivileged if we want also to be in your position, though you mentioned that you can't just wake up and be in your position. But I believe that those social skills that you have to start developing right now that you won't find in the classroom And for the average student who may not have access to formal leadership grooming, what practical steps should they start to develop in real leadership capacity and position themselves for the roles like yourselves, those social skills? Yeah.
Thank you. Good question. I think I covered most of it in what I said before. It's really about your attitude and building your own brand and being reliable. And leadership doesn't have to come from an elite background. We've got, all of us at the stage here have come from different backgrounds and to the top. But what you do need is the passion and the belief that you can do. And one thing very important that you must never forget is never stop learning. Right? And you know, once you get to a level, don't relax and keep learning and keep evolving, as I showed you with the BlackBerry example. And one thing that you can remember and take away very clearly, if you want to get into leadership, you do not need to have a title. You can be a leader at any level. What you have to do is step up in the game. Go and start something in a youth group or a CSR initiative. Go and fix the problems that are low-lying fruit, which maybe other leaders are not doing. Come and make a solution for it. You know, you don't need to be given that task or given that ability. You need to step forward and step up. And if you can do that, you will be noticed and you will be groomed.
That's wonderful. And I would like to testify that Moshi is the real kind of leader who walks the talk. I'm fortunate enough to be currently living at the Hyatt Regency in the Westlands, and I get so fascinated every morning when we're having our breakfast. You see Moshi, he is the vice president for the for the African region, but you always see him with a plate serving some guests. And the first day I saw him doing that, I thought maybe he has a twin. How can a vice president be in the kitchen and serving some guests? But now that I'm now following what you say, it's not about the titles, but it's about passion. And I think that's one thing and one aspect that we have to really take note of. And coming to you, Wesam, building on that, TUI is actively shaping the future of hospitality. We have seen your massive presentations throughout the summit through technology and AI. You're really integrating that so smartly. For a young person coming from a background with the limited exposure, you know how our curriculums, we are not that much tech savvy and also moving on a slow pace when it comes to AI skills right now. How can they begin to position themselves also out of classroom for this AI-driven future to ensure that they're not left behind as the industry evolves daily? Yeah.
Very nice topic, actually. I'm going to break this down now here to two different sections. And also explain a little bit what I meant before with the German dual system. There is a lot, in Africa, there is a lot of people which did not have the luxury to go to school. There is a lot of analphabet people all over Africa. But I truly believe, and this is through my experience, in Africa, the young talent and the young people they are the best autodidact in the world. That means that German dual system take this chance and give the chance to the talents by putting in place have practice and have a theoretical system, and they get them to the point where they can combine their knowledge about how to do, not to do, about culture, about tourism, about hospitality, and then they go to the hotel and they practice. They really go into the practice. And so they grow very fast. Now, in this program which we have, this is how we operate at TUI Hotels and Resorts, because you can imagine how many hotels we have and how many people we need. So what we do, through the TUI Care Foundation, which you will hear a little bit more about it later on, we give the chance for this young talent to join us, and we guarantee for them a job by the end of the program. It depends on which program it is. It's 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. 1.5 years, depending on the grade in the hotel. And in this time, they got access as well to all the technology which are now up to date. But however, on the other hand, I truly believe that today, nowadays, with the AI which is in place, education is free accessible. You don't need to go to big university. You educate yourself through your mobile phone. And I think internet is more and more popular, and use it because AI will not replace you. You will maybe replaced in a place with someone who can use and know how to use AI. So in our industry and our hotels, AI is used now just to make sure that we can be more efficient in some routine jobs, in some jobs which are in the back of the house, to reduce the volume of work on our people, give them the chance to be more on the experience side in the front of the house with guests. And so I don't think like AI is a threat or a challenge for you. You have to use it. So the more you get closer to it and you use it and you learn digitally how to work, the better you will achieve your goals.
Wonderful. Who is using AI right now? Who uses AI tools? You don't use AI? Okay.
But the remaining one, why not? Why you don't use?
Yeah, I'm quite fascinated. Second, we have a roving mic. Yes. Can you please pass it to my gentleman?
Who is not
here?
using AI? Who is not using AI?
The first one here. I say, what's your name?
My name is Glenn Matthews.
Oh, wonderful. Which program are you doing?
I'm a diploma student from the Boma College.
Oh, perfect. Are you using AI?
Yes,
Okay, which AI tool?
I use ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. And you can pass to the lady next to you. Your name, please?
My name is Gloria.
Okay, Gloria. Which AI tool are you using right now?
I also use ChatGPT. Yeah.
Okay, so you see we have quite a limitation because AI tools are very many and our students are only composed to one ChatGPT and we have a very long way to go in terms of capacitating them. But I love that you also have a program to capacitate on how they can also improve. And let me come to you, Ashish. Now we are going to be so much technical and practical. Looking back to your successful career and how obviously you did it, and for the students now in this room or in this generation, what's the one thing when you are out there and you are conversing with some of the young people in your organization, what is the one thing these guys must stop doing? And what's the one thing they have to start doing when it comes to the generation of our generation as young people?
Thank you. I mean, I will not go too much into my career, but I could take a whole day explaining it. But I was born here in Nairobi. I grew up in Tanzania. And I finished my A-levels in Tanzania, and I went through government schools. I didn't go through private schools. Except for my A-levels, I had to go through secondary school, which were private, and you had to pay a fee. But I've been through the system, so I understand from standard 1 to standard 7 and finishing here. What is important is, at your age and your studies, keep dreaming. You know, like Martin Luther King said, I have a dream, right? You must have a dream. You keep your dream alive. When I was doing my Form 2, I wanted to be a pilot because I wanted to escape Tanzania. Then I wanted to become a doctor. Then I ultimately decided to become an engineer. So you go through these changes in your life. And unfortunately, when I went to England, I couldn't although I had unconditional offer from University of London, King's College, to do a degree in engineering, but I couldn't come up with the fees. So for a couple of years, I worked in Wimpy, Burger King, mopped the floor, cleaned the toilets, flipped the burgers. So I've done that part. It's the hardest part. But that thing can break you or can make you. And the thing that told me that if I don't work hard and build my career, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And I think this is something where the resilience, the strength starts building in you, your character strength, because things are too easy when you're around here, you're around your family and everybody else. That journey led me to move to, from England, I moved to Canada, I worked there, and I became an accountant by profession, a chartered accountant. But one thing that is very exciting about your career in hospitality, just like what I did before in finance, it's an international career. Wherever you go, it's the same thing. Whether if you become a chef, or you become a backhouse engineer, or you become a front office manager, whether you go to China, Japan, America, wherever you go, it's the same thing. So your career is international. You can go anywhere in the world. So it's an exciting time to be in hospitality career, if that's what you're pursuing. So this is my thing to you. But early on, hospitality kept chasing me in terms of when I was working in finance, I worked in hospitality, and I was recruited by a development group more than 25 years ago to move to France, but it focused on Africa and other developing nations. That's why my passion was always to come back to East Africa. But key thing is that when you are in jobs and you have to make changes, you have choice. Choose security or adventure. I always chose adventure. Security will leave you exactly in the same place where you are for the rest of your life, in the same country, in the same place. So I chose adventure to take risk and try something new and get out of my comfort zone, as Moshi said earlier, that get out of your comfort zone, be prepared to take new challenges. And fortunately, in the last 20 plus years, I was in the corporate office, but following tourism development across Africa and Asia and all this Serena portfolio. And when I got a chance to come back home and lead the group, I was ready for that particular opportunity. I prepared for it, and here I am. And interestingly enough, get out of the comfort zone of being just in Kenya. I cover 6 countries, and they're diverse. If you look at DRC, Congo, different culture. You go to Rwanda, it's a different culture. You go to Uganda, it's different culture. You come to Kenya, we're a different culture. And if you go to Tanzania, it's a different culture. And if you go to Mozambique, it's a different culture and language. So learn languages as well. Okay? And be open to go international. Open up your horizon, open up your minds. And your career gives you the opportunity to work anywhere in the world. So that is something you'll always be in demand, always be in wherever you're going. And I think that is something you should look at. If I say something stop doing, don't live with fear. Yeah. Go out there, face what is there. And if I tell you what you should start doing is keep whatever opportunity you get, give it 110%. Go extra mile. And as was covered earlier, be a problem solver. Any CEO, when you come to him and complain there's a problem and there is no solution, you wonder what am I hiring you for? Try something, offer solution, be a problem solver. You know, there's one saying, why Bill Gates became a billionaire. He solved problems through email, Microsoft Word, Excel, everything, in a mass scale. Okay, we all use these tools. So the key thing is be a problem solver and look for solutions. And if you're given an opportunity to do front office or back of the house or whichever role you're given, try to learn about everything in the organization. Be an all-rounder and learn everything as much as you can. Be like a sponge. I think I'll pass that to my, so don't take too much time.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I hope you guys are noting down some questions, because after this session, these guys will be having a one-on-one with you, so we have that intimate conversation. My last one to you, Moshi. I've discovered through my recent stay at your property that most of the team is young guys. Most of them are doing internships, but you see the dedication they put in the work. It's really top class. How then do you, because many of these guys are also going into internships a year from now. When a student is coming to your property, what is that one characteristic that you say, we are going to retain this student? back at the hotel, I just love this student. Apart from doing their roles, what that one trait that you say, yes, this one is the...
It's a very good question. I don't think you can single out just one trait, because in our business, it's a very rounded business. But if you had to single out one thing, is personality and a can-do attitude. And you know, as a young aspiring thing, as I said, never give up. Never give up in what you want to do. Have a dream, and that passion will resonate in what you do. And what we look for is the people that come in to do that same job with the passion, with the standard, every day in, day out, and consistency. You build reliability, and that's what we see. If you're reliable and you build your brand as your individual person, then you get noticed. And don't be afraid, as you said, you will, you know, I made mistakes, I think I still do. But I learn from those mistakes. It's the strength is how you get up, brush the dust off, and move on, having learned. Those of you may know there's a famous saying, a gentleman called Thomas Edison, what we see today in the light, right? He invented the light bulb, but he failed many times. In fact, I don't know if the saying is correct or it's just a quote that's been made up. He said, I learned 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. Yes. So he failed 1,000 times before he succeeded. So you will have your failures, but you need to just move on, get on. And to be honest, if you don't make those mistakes, you also won't learn. So as students and things, that we do see people make mistakes, but we correct them, teach them, and see how they learn from it. And those are the indicators you see in a future potential leader.
That's great and wonderful. I see we are running out of time. Before I hand over to you, Wesam, because I know as TUI you are doing massive work in terms of youth development and capacity building. If we were listening closely, if we are to summarize what these great industry leaders were just saying, you have to have a good attitude, good personality, and you don't have to be afraid. How many are with me? You don't have to be afraid. If you're going to be afraid, then there is no opportunity for you. So let's put that into practice. Imagine that they have a program where at the end of that program, obviously you're going to you have high chances of being employed, and they have a global footprint. So what we're going to do right now is, who wants to join that program? I'm going to ask again, who wants to join the TUI program? Guys, this is the last question. Who wants to join the TUI program? Okay, let me come again. So you want me to choose any of you? No one is coming here. Who wants to join the TUI program?
Get out of your comfort zone, jump. Hold that.
Okay, thank you. She's already here. The others, you can take your seats. What's your name, ma'am? Shalene. Okay, you don't die when it comes to opportunities. She didn't die. So get up of your comfort zone and go for that opportunity. Meet me soon after this and I'll put you in touch with these guys. Okay, you may clap.
Bravo, bravo, bravo.
Wonderful.
What you did right now is actually inviting the audience and inviting the young people to take every single opportunity. If I remember myself, I took every single opportunity to learn more. I worked from 7 to 7 in restaurant. Then I went in the kitchen, and I did twice in the week night audit, just to get as much as possible from the operation. So I highly invite you really to do the same and to use whatever you can get here, even if you don't get paid. If you don't get paid, you get the experience. This is your assets. And by the end of the day, when you go and submit your CV and you submit for a job, nobody will ask you, what did you learn? Where you come from? Which university you've been there? They will tell you, what do you can? What is the determination for you, how badly you want to be on the global table? And also, how fast can you learn? And this is all about. And now, when he asking you, who wants to join the CARE Foundation, or let's say the TUI group, let me introduce you this video, enjoy it, and be inspired, and maybe after this video, we will collect more people to have it.
Wonderful.
Please, can we run the video? Enjoy the show.
Oh, it's there.
No, it's not this one.
Oh.
Daniel, it's not this one. This is not the one. We need the TUI CARE Foundation, please. The other one.
It's out there, this.
Let's have a look.
Yeah, is it?
Yes.
With currently over 30 projects in 25 destinations around the world, TUI Care Foundation focuses on 3 fields of engagement: young generation and education, nature and environment, empowering local communities. TUI Families, empowering 10,000 disadvantaged youth to start a career in tourism. TUI Cares, enhancing entrepreneurship opportunities for local communities.
The local producers, local farmers, they're not very well connected, and that's why we thought that we need to start cooperatives for the farmers, for their owners.
Safeguarding nature and protecting the marine environment.
Creatures get stuck in plastic and sometimes they die. I love to see nature that is cleaning up with trash.
TUI Turtle Aid, saving 1 million sea turtles by 2020. TUI Elephant Aid, contributing to the protection of 15,000 elephants in Africa and Asia. TUI Junior Academies, giving 100,000 children better opportunities in life and training them to become nature ambassadors.
When they were growing up, those people that are fortunate, they never had the opportunity to go on a safari, to go to learn about how important is nature.
But I want to achieve is actually to change the mindset of young people and how they think of the environment. We want them to have it and respect it as it is.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Wonderful. So if you need to know much about the TWI Foundation, he's here. And also my other two gentlemen, they have massive youth development programs which are also running. You can also ask about them. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for your insights. And let's take this further.
I have one more surprise for you guys. We're going to sponsor one stay in one of our hotels. Yeah? I know, student doesn't have money to fly. I can give you all the invitation to the hotel, but maybe you can give it to your parents and they take it with you. Who knows? So now I need one volunteer person to come and mix.
Well done.
Listen, you go ahead and mix this one here. Don't get something out. Mix it very well. Mix the peppers. Now, meanwhile, we need another volunteer person. Who can volunteer? Huh? We have the other one. Now, you have the chance now to mix again, and then to put your hand very deep inside and take one. Yeah? That's going to be the lucky winner, or the lucky, and then the lucky winner can decide between the Mora in Zanzibar or the Tui Blue in Marrakesh. How does it sound? Let me see. Oh, it's me. How can you take my name? Come on, announce, please. The winner is David Mainamwagi. Okay,
Oh, unfortunately.
let's do a new one. You mix. Hoppa! Come here, David. Congratulations. Come here. So tell me now, if you can go, you go to the Zanzibar or to Marrakesh? Morocco. Morocco. Wow. You are the lucky winner from Morocco. Congratulations. Here. Come here.
You're going to be a very popular man.